Hello YouTube, I'm your Huckleberry, and this is the Benchmade 560, aka the Super Freek. And let's get into some specs. We're looking at about 8.5 inches overall length with a 3.6 inch blade. We're looking at 0.11 of an inch on the blade thickness. This is a drop point blade in M4, as you can see there. And it does have a hollow grind and a black Cerakoted blade. You can see, I put a little use on it, cutting some carpet. As you can see that coating shows it there. We got black and gray G10 scales here over red G10 liners there with red standoffs there, which is also nice. And it is of course an axis lock, and it is situated for right or left hand tip up carry. Let's get a weight on the Super Freek here. Super Freek, she's super freaky. You did, come on guys, you knew I wasn't gonna go the whole review without singing that, right? And we're looking at right around 4.4 ounces. 4.4 ounces, so not too terrible heavy. Not too terrible heavy. Let's do some size comparisons, shall we? Here it is against the Civivi Stratera, as you can see there. Pretty similar size. Pretty similar in terms of overall size. It's a pretty accurate measurement there, I think. Comparison. Here it is against the Benchmade Bug Out. And definitely larger than the Bug Out in every dimension, especially weight. Which you could say that about most knives when it comes to the Bug Out, right? Let's see, here it is against one of my favorite Spyderco's, the Shaman, Spyderco Shaman. And this to me is the most accurate comparison, the Shaman, because I feel like they're similar in what they were designed for. They're similar in feel, where they're kind of tanky. They're kind of built, they feel kind of built like a tank, but they're not overly bulky or anything in the hand. They still feel good. They still carry well. And so I think the Shaman is, I think this Super Freek to me is kind of Benchmade's version of the Shaman. You know, I think they're very similar in terms of what you would use them for. So there's that. And let's do one more. How about against the Kershaw Leek? Good old Kershaw Leek. Always a good size comparison, and definitely larger than the Leek there, and again, just about every dimension in terms of length, blade length, and weight. So, but there you go. There's you some size comps, and let's get on with the pros and the cons. The first pro, this is a slicey blade. For being a larger blade, you know, 3.6 inches and taller and everything, it's still a pretty slicey blade. And again, it reminds me a lot of the Shaman in that term, in those, you know, when it comes to that. It reminds me a lot of the Shaman because, you know, it's what probably most people would consider a larger knife, but it's still nice and slicey. And the Shaman's the same way. It's what most people would consider a larger knife, but it's still pretty slicey, which is good. I like slicey knives. I like knives that do what they were designed to do and, you know, cut. And this definitely cuts things. The fit and finish on it is good, really good. It feels really good in hand. This is a good size for my hand. As you can see here, my extra large hands, there it is in your traditional saber grip, your hammer grip, your reverse grip. There you go. Feels really good in hand, no sharp edges, everything, all corners well rounded. Clip is not an issue in hand, does not cause a hot spot, feels good. The fit and finish on it is good. The ergonomics on it, as you just heard me describe there, are good as well. It is a truly ambidextrous knife with the axis lock. That is like probably the best feature. You know, the axis lock is a good lock no matter what, but the fact that it's truly ambidextrous is nice, because you can flip that around. If I was a lefty, Benchmade would probably be my favorite company, because, you know, 95% of their knives are truly ambidextrous. You just flip that clip and you got yourself a left-handed knife, because it's, you know, an axis lock, and you can easily access that lock from right or left. The action on it, you know, typical good axis lock action. Flies in, flies out. Is nice. Works well. I really like the action on it, as I do most axis locks. I like the color. The color it's a little bit different with the gray and black G10, and then you add that pop of red in there with the red G10 liners and standoffs there. I like the color of this knife. I like the fact that the blade is black, the black Cerakote. I like that a lot too. I really like the overall look and aesthetic of this knife. I think it is a good looking knife. It's a little bit different in terms of color. It looks a little bit different, and I like it a lot. It's not just your typical blacked out black G10 with black liners and black clip and black hardware and black blade and everything's black because it's tactical. I like it. It's not bad at all. You know, it looks a little bit different. You know, this is about as standard as a knife can look to me. The Benchmade Griptilian, black handles, satin blade, drop point. This is about the knifiest knife to ever knife. Is the Benchmade Griptilian, which is not a bad thing, but it just, you know, it's the knifiest knife to ever knife. And this is something a little bit different. It's a little bit different, and I like that. I like that about it. At the price. Now, at first, I looked at the price, you know, $191.25 is what this is currently going for in Blade HQ. And that's about standard pricing everywhere. I looked at it and I thought, that may be a little high, perhaps. Anytime a knife starts entering into the $200, $300, $400 mark, I start really looking at it, looking at the specs, looking at the materials, taking everything into consideration, because that to me is starting to get up there a little bit. And I know in terms of knives, I mean, you can get, you know, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 customs, which is just not my world. But from my perspective, in my world, once you start getting into $200, $300, $400 knives, things better start getting really good really fast. And so when I always really look and bear down on, is the fit and finish where it needs to be? Is the performance where it needs to be? Is the blade still where it needs to be in terms of all those things when we're, you know, bumping up against that $200 mark? And when I started looking at, you know, just M4 blades on knives, $200 is right in line with just about everything else. That's about what you can expect to pay for M4, is right around the $200 mark. So price, you know, it's not a bargain, but it's right in line with just about every other knife that I saw that has M4. So not bad at all, I don't think, in terms of price. The cons. Oh, this clip. One, I know I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Benchmade, just include a deep carry pocket clip, please. With every knife, just throw it in there. Throw it in the box. Just do it. Two, you sacrifice clip position for lanyard hole position. A loop over clip is going to block that lanyard hole, which to me wouldn't matter because I don't use lanyards anyway, but I hate it when we sacrifice clip position for lanyard hole position, because you could have, especially look at how the clip matches up with that right there. You could have easily moved that up to where that lanyard hole is and had a deeper carry clip. Now this doesn't, I mean, it does stick out a little bit in the pocket. I mean, you're going to get about that much sticking out. Whereas if you were able to move this clip up because this lanyard hole was either somewhere else or not there at all, it would have been better. And then you could have really used a loop over clip and had a really deep carry knife. But now we can't do that because of the lanyard hole. Oh, why? Why do you do that, Benchmade and other knife companies? Moving on. The jimping. The jimping leaves a little bit to be desired. It's too rounded. It's not sharp enough. I mean, because of the ramp, because it ramps up a little bit, it is somewhat functional. But man, if that were better jimping, like here, Spyderco has some of the best jimping. If it were more like this, sharp enough to really, you know, not sharp enough to hurt, but sharp enough to really dig in and get some really, you know, good purchase there, it would be better. That jimping's lacking there. But other than those two things, the clip, the lanyard hole, the jimping that leaves something to be desired, other than those kind of small little issues, this is a good knife. It's a really good knife. I haven't had the original Freek because I have seen some reviews on it, and evidently it just shreds pockets because of the kind of the rubberized texture on it. When you put that thing in and out of the pocket, that just eats pockets up. And so I haven't had one. I would like to get one, maybe to compare with this one, but I haven't had one. But this one is, oh man, it's so good. The G10, the fit and finish, the M4 steel is really, really nice. M4 is a good steel. It's a tool steel, so it's not stainless, and that's probably why they coated this one. A lot of M4 you see will be coated because it's not stainless, and knife companies think we don't know how to take care of our knives, evidently. The Shaman that I had that was in M4 was uncoated, which was nice. But this is coated, but you know what? I like the coating when it comes to the rest of this look, the rest of this aesthetic. I like the coating. I think it works well with the G10 and the red and everything. So I think that works out all right. But you can see that coating. I mean, it's not DLC, and so it is a Cerakote, and so it is going to wear, as you can see there. Now, I cut carpet because I work at a flooring store, and I have to cut carpet samples sometimes with my knife, and that carpet backing would tear the hide off a hippo. And so it's going to tear up Cerakote, which is fine by me. I mean, I like the look. You know, you kind of get that Boba Fett look going there. I'm a Star Wars nerd. But you get that Boba Fett look going there, and I think that's nice. I like it. You know, honest wear is okay by me. And so some people probably aren't going to like the coating. But other than that, man, this is a good knife. And if you got $200 to spend and you want to try out M4 and you want just a really good, you know, tank kind of feeling knife without being overly heavy or bulky, this would be an excellent choice. Show with the Shaman, but this would also be an excellent choice. And so, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Buy this knife if you like the look of it, want to try out M4, have $200 to spend, pick it up. I don't think you'll be disappointed. That's going to do it for this one. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, all the above. Do it all. I love talking to you guys. Let me know what you think, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Goodbye.